I mean locally, universally. It's about humanity.
here with For You Entertainment at the Irie, the Irie Music Festival with Mr. Half Pint himself. Mr. Half Pint, you are what we call a veteran in the business. We so appreciate you for keeping the music alive and keeping it so relevant to the time. I mean, when you write a song, you know, your song, it kind of lives through the ages. Like your song from 1982 is still relevant.
Yes. I think overall, why I do, I think overall it's a matter of that soulfulness. Some people would say you got an old soul, but I do believe in reality is that when you're having that value and quality of growing up. I mean, I grew up with a huge family. My grandmother and my grandfather was around, so I got some of those qualities and family values. So even in my writings, I write like as if my grandmother and my grandfather would be talking to me or teaching me, and I would be corresponding in a respectful with principle and manners. So each song I write, I tell the time of the story and the life. So I think my songs carries that devoted, related message of life, qualities and values.
So your songs is like a oral, like you know how history. Yeah. So your song is like an oral thing, like an African tale then.
Natural.
An oral tale.
Right. It's like a folk and a story and a culture and a way of life, how we grow and what we know and how to perceive ourselves. It's like some people would say your history can become your future. So in reality, I consider writing a song of what was going on today. It still can foretell in the future because it's just like numbers and letters never change. They've always been and will always be. So it's just a matter of people tend to like continuing them or re-establishing them. But they say nothing is new.
Nothing.
Nothing is new really. And I could say to the viewers or whoever would be picking up on this, the concept of
ForYouEntertainment.com
website. I could let in a person and something that I've learned. I could let in information that I've learned. I was in London 1994 to 1995, where I've been doing a lot of reading, and I came upon a documentation that was done by one called Malachi, Dr. Malachi. And his teaching was telling you about the biological formation of the human being, and it's a matter of the concept of time, space, and matter. And we ourselves as human beings, in the sense of matter, from the smallest object that we consist of, our matter that we consist of, is a thing called a quark, which consists of starch and sugar, which is energy. When it quantizes or multiplies, it becomes an atom. When the atom multiplies, it becomes a molecule. When the molecule develops and multiplies, it becomes more like a cells. When cells multiply and quantize, they become tissues. When tissues multiply and they become organs. When organs multiply, they become body. So we are just like matters to the smallest matter of a thing called a quark.
A quark, the smallest thing.
Yeah, the smallest matter.
You're a very learned individual. You like to read and stuff of that nature, huh?
Yeah, I did. Even my grandfather used to say, read, do a lot of reading.
Nice.
I can recall Emperor Haile Selassie, he knew the Bible back and front from he was 9 years old. 9, and I guess overall, some of us as human beings on earth, our brains, our brain cells, at times can be very potent, so we can really retain and attain knowledge as much, while some would born with a Down syndrome where they don't learn that fast.
That's fast.
And I think some of us are blessed with the most potent brain cells that we can attain and learn and read and so forth. So I think overall, some of us are born and some became, some learn, while some of us is more born potent enough to having that dominance of learning or establishing some form of goodwill, truth, or can see further than the average.
How do you feel when you hear your fans like singing every word of your song, or you know, calling for more and getting encore after encore?
It's a glory. It's like just a give your tithing and receive your blessings. So in reality, what he gives out actually comes back to you, the karma of the creation. So the people who give me back by singing back to me, they are like saying, yes, fine, I heard you, and we can sing along because it matches our souls or it takes onto our spirit, so we can sing and rejoice about it also. So it's really good, it's a glorious feeling, yeah.
There's a little young guy that just asked me to ask you, basically, one of your younger fans, what is the most important thing for you, and how do you feel that delivering it on stage? Like, what's the best part of your performance, and how do you feel delivering it?
I do feel grateful and more like spiritual, or knowing that in fact originally we had a thing connected in our brain that was called the Batara glands, which we used to be telepathically communicating, and now we have only, it has been taken out of Set, the son that was replaced for evil, and it's now sometimes we have deja vu. That's just a fragment of it that left within us, and from that point of view, it's like we all are one in some sense. We still tangible, connected to each other. It's, some people would say we are like bubbles moving around in space, but sometimes we collide and sometimes we burst with bubbles or whatever. But I still see it like we still have that universal connection. So sometimes when, or they say the stars are in lines. So I think sometimes when each soul is within the audience, picking up on you or feeling what you're saying, it's like our energy and our current, our spiritual connection combine and intertwine.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, because you're a really deep thinker. There's other people waiting to be interviewed, so I don't want to be a hog, but I'd like to just take this time to say thank you for taking the time out to speak to me, and for your entertainment. For entertainment is really happy to have you here and happy to have an opportunity to interview you.
Give thanks, and give thanks to be on the program during this interview, because we still do help each other somewhat around the world. Whosoever may be watching this program gradually, they may hear something that maybe click on a switch in their brain and let them become more enlightened to what the whole thing is about, because the concept of the word Illuminati, meaning deriving from the word illuminated, and that power of radiance or light, because in Jamaica when we used to go to school, if you're bright enough or intelligent, they use the word bright, and if you're dunce, they say you're dull. So when you're enlightened, you are more illuminated. When you're illuminated, you're Illuminati, meaning that you are more superb to the entire creation. And it's a power that's really gifted unto all of us. It's not nothing to be considered to be like disregard. Or so if you, and it said the one who knows and does not tell is worse than the one who don't know. So what I'm saying this is that children and people throughout the world, every time when they may pick up on the word Illuminati and hear what they're saying about the Illuminati concept throughout the music industry, and most of these other artists, don't be afraid of it. It's a matter of intelligence, and when you are bright enough or intelligent enough, you are illuminated, and that's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to know to even see beyond the stars, because we were all created to be like that.
The next time we meet, I have to pick up on that one.
Actually, yes.
Thank you so very much for your time.
Bless.
Oh no. Whenever I call you on the telephone, there's someone to say you're not at home. But you're always on the alibi. Seems to be you are another guy. Don't pretend to tell your love, love, not at all.